Hi, it's been a while. I've had so many other videos that I wanted to do, but like life and making my music has been. There's a lot of wind, so I apologize, but it is what it is, I guess. It's currently like after, almost after work, so I'm doing this like literally after work. I want to talk about how having TikTok virality. I don't know what counts as Instagram. I don't know what counts as YouTube. I think I've had YouTube virality before, but I want to talk about how having TikTok virality has been like for me at least. And for context, I have a video that currently sits at 1.4 million views and roughly 200, almost 300,000 likes. That I posted. It's basically kind of like a mix of what a lot of people said was Nujabes, Sea of Clouds, Erykah Badu, Didn't You Know, and the J.O.B. Javinda sample that's been used in like I think Mac Miller, T.K. Meneza. I mixed that up in my own way, and that resonated with a lot of people. So that it was really insane to see the numbers going up. I gotta say, like the first week, I was insanely overwhelmed. Like I made a video up being like, I'm so overwhelmed by all of this. But I'm here with a YouTube video to describe how I honestly truly felt and how I've been feeling 2 months later since I posted that. You know, just my inner thoughts and feelings because I want to be transparent. And yeah, so to start, how did I feel? Pessimistic. And honestly, I'm surprised that these feelings still hold up to this day, but I was pretty negative about it because I don't know. Even though having like literally 99% positive people telling me, it's like I could tell people had all these projections about me that just weren't true. I felt like, because I watch so much about pop culture and like parasocial relationships, I'm very in tune with a lot of commentary, and I was like, oh, this is how like parasocial relationships begin, where it's like, oh, people will say like, oh, I love you, you're my favorite person, and they don't even know you, and it's like that is so insane, just with one song, truthfully. And since then, to the song, people have been asking for like an extension. People have been like, hey, like you're gonna make it. Start doing this. Start doing that. Kind of just starting to tell you like what you should do. And for me, I'm like, I don't know. Recently, in the past few months, I've just been getting more anxious about life. I don't know. I'm in my early 20s and I'm just like, I'm all over the place. That didn't help me, even though I know they meant well, but it didn't help me at all. I wrote a bunch of notes, so if I'm like going back and forth, yeah. But I wrote one of the things was like hoping, praying I went viral. In the beginning, especially this year, I was like, man, I'm gonna delete my account. Like I considered deleting my account at one point, but I just decided, you know what, let me just keep going. I found that SB content usually had really high engagement. My marketing degree at work, unfortunately, I found that it had a lot of engagement, and then I made that video. I actually had two other videos that I'd made prior to that like gotten that had some attention, and I was like, whoa, I'm viral. But then when I made that one, I was like, there's no fucking way it's gonna get to 1 million. And then it got to 1 million. I'm like, this is insane. I will say the one like little silver lining is that even though I have a job, I have African parents, they were like, you should get another job. And then now I'm like, yo, I think they can actually make this work. And they kind of backed off in a sense. So that's been kind of nice. But yeah, another thing I wrote was felt like people were making perceptions of me that just weren't true, even though I know they meant it in good light and I didn't like it. It felt weird. I'm like, I don't know you. I know you mean well, but I don't know you. I feel like you want to mold me into something that you want to see, but I'm never going to feel that for you. And so is any other idol that you have. The wind is clapping for me. I'm just joking. Another thing, too, is that I felt like now that I've made this specific genre work, I feel like now I have to make genres within that. So the ones that I had prior to were very like, sampling, hip hop. That was like my first one that went like kind of big. And then I had another one that was Afrobeats inspired. Actually, there was one that was Afrobeats inspired, and then I took a 2-week break because I couldn't even handle the stuff there. And then I had this other one that blew up, and I was like, what the actual hell is going on? Like the summer was pretty good, I guess, in that sense, but I don't know. I go back and forth. I know I'm finding myself to contradict. I think I'm speaking from an outside perspective when I say it was like really good, but from like inside, I'm like, I don't know if I actually like it or not. Now finding myself that I have to make, I guess, house beats or Afro beats or these type of like lo-fi cutesy little hip hop beats, I felt like I was being kind of caged in to something that I wasn't really comfortable with, because I think there's a video that I described. I was like, I feel like a genreless producer. Like, I'm just trying a bunch of different things. And, you know, in terms of marketing, that's really hard to, you know, brand. Like, you're trying to be your own promoter, but like for me, I'm just trying to experiment, because that's where I'm at life. I'm trying to experiment in life. So I don't want to box myself to something that's, you know, not something that I might not be in a few years. So I'm trying a bunch of different things. So I think in one of my videos that I made after the viral video, I was doing like lo-fi and rock, and that did pretty well. Lately, my numbers have been dwindling, but I guess that's for the best, because you're not going to be always blossoming all the time. So I think my biggest fear is whether I'll ever reach those numbers again. And I just keep telling myself, like, hey, like, if you just keep going, maybe you possibly will. Like, you will. But it took me 4 years to get to where I am. And will it take another 4 to get to, like, I don't know. And I feel like with ageism in the music industry, it's like, you know, especially with women, especially with black women, I'm like, who knows if I'll get anywhere, like, truthfully speaking. And I'm like, I even question whether I want to go anywhere. Like, for as long as I've been, like, I wanted to be like a singer. Like, it was like one of the first things I said when I was 5 years old. I wanted to be a singer. And, you know, I still do, but I'm still, even at the age that I'm at, I'm still not confident completely in my voice. I use my voice as like kind of a background. So there's times where you'll hear like a high pitched opera sound, and then you'll hear like some harmonies. Those are typically me, because I don't feel confident in writing, even though I've written, you know, songs in the past through this channel, through my old SoundCloud channel that's still up, and vice versa. I just don't feel confident. And I feel like when it comes to trying to be like a singer-songwriter on TikTok, it's really hard to. So I wanted to brand myself in a way that like not a lot of people are doing, which I think is working for me. But at the same time, I'm like, I want to branch out so bad, but I'm like, I know people want this, I know people want that, and I'm kind of broken and divided in between like whether I want to do this or I want to give what the audience wants. And so far I've chosen myself, but I think now with these numbers dwindling and like not having that dopamine effect, and that dopamine slam is what I like to call it, I feel like I'm seeing myself going back to what the people want. And sometimes I don't know if that's a good thing for me. So, yeah, I pivoted. It was really good for me, because for me, I don't really listen to rock, but for some reason I'm just really, really into making rock music. It's a release for me that I can't explain. I've been loving working with like chimes and bells and just all these like sounds that kind of give like meditation, and then like kind of mixing it up and doing something rough. Like, I feel like I'm either 1 or 100 when it comes to those. So you'll hear the transitions between like, hey, I want to be lo-fi, hey, I want to be rock, hey, I want to be funky. And it doesn't really help that now it's getting to be colder where I'm at. Like, it's gonna get so cold, because I live in a really cold state, and I feel like my moods will be very different, because now I'll just be like, oh, I want the summer to be back. I want the summer to be back. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, a part of me was like, what if I got invited to like Mexico? Because I was like monitoring like my analytics and being like, wow, a lot of my listeners are from Mexico. Can y'all invite me there just cuz? And I'll do like the song for y'all. I don't know, man. I'm just, but let's continue. Yeah, it just sucks. So I feel like that will definitely impact the way I go about my music going forward. And I truthfully don't know if I'll be in like the funky mood that I described in my viral video. Pivoted, which granted me a release, but I feel like I'm losing touch with my audience. I give back, and I don't know if the business aspect of marketing myself to one genre was correct, or the idea that I felt boxed in and I need to make other genres to retaliate with self-sabotage or not. What do I mean by that? I feel like I just said it, like, I need to give back to the audience, but I feel like then I'm caging myself in, which causes me to kind of self-sabotage and just kind of retaliate and fight back by making something completely different so that people don't box me into something and I can like truly express myself. And I don't know if that's self-sabotage or that's smart. In my mind, I'm like, I'm making myself, even though like these songs that I'm making right now may not be getting a lot of attention, maybe in the future when people want to listen, and maybe if I do get another hit, it's like, okay, she can make more than just house. She can make rock, she can make lo-fi, she can make break beats, she can make jazz. Even though I primarily I primarily sample. Like I can kind of mix around with all of those things because I just want to experiment. I don't want to box myself in quite yet. And now, lately I feel like the inspiration has been dwindling down because I just don't have the inspiration in me. Like I feel after I got this viral video, after I got after I got a job, after surviving this hella devilish job economy, I managed to get a job. After I got a car, after I got all this freedom, ironically now, I'm more lost than ever. I feel like I'm caging myself more than ever. And I think part of it has to do with the fact that I've been getting increasing anxiety with driving around places. Another part of it is that I have money, but I don't have the financial means to like just go and take a spontaneous trip. I'm pretty much a planner and I want to plan ahead, and I have all these like ideas that I want to do in 2026, but I'm not sure if I'll actually like act upon them because I'm more like, what if I just saved more money so that when I'm ready I can move out? And I'm like, I don't know what I should do. Should I save or should I go? Should I live or should I stay? Should I save or should I just wait? Like, it's just now I've been feeling more directionless and I've been having an itch to travel more, but I haven't been getting those opportunities. And actually today I was just looking at like, hey, is there any way I could like contact brands to be like, hey, you want to like sponsor me and I can make like a song and then you can just put it on your whatever so I can, we can get something. I've considered doing that, but I don't want to alienate my audience being like, one day I'm making a song, next thing you know I'm like selling like mop sweepers. That's stupid, it's not a good idea. It seems like I'm getting their money and I don't want it to be that way. So I've completely just like put myself away from it. And I don't know, it's just ironically being like a content creator for work, it's like I have no idea what I'm doing in my real life and I feel like I need structure, but I don't really know where to begin because I just get so overwhelmed. Nonetheless, through all these like navigating of feelings, right, that I have, all these feelings that I've had, I want to just keep trying to make music so I can get an opportunity in doing so. I can't really imagine myself, even though yes, I'm using it as like a backup, I'm going to keep my job. I'm going to, if I have to move up to get a different job, I will do that. If I have to work in corporate for the time being, I will do that. But I have a degree and all that. Like, it's kind of my backup, even though I have to pay my loans back. I don't see myself working for somebody in the long term. I don't see myself working for a business. And it's not being like, oh, entrepreneurship is the way to go. No, like, I think a lot of my family are entrepreneurs. They tend to invest in things. And I think I've gotten a little bit of that entrepreneurship cookie, like that little like spread in my veins where I'm like, I don't find myself wanting to work for people. I want to work for myself and I want to make something for myself so that I can make my own hours, maybe doing like an agency in music or giving out my stuff in music or something of the sort, or working in a label where I manage things, but it's pretty like cool, it's pretty just chill. I don't know, I see that in my later life, working somewhere near the beach in like a little place with my elite like 5 or 6 producers / workers, and we're having like chill times, and for lunch we can go down to the beach and stuff. That's like what I want to do in my later life. It's just like something like that I'd want to do. But for now, I guess, and if I ever got an opportunity to, I'm not sure what I would do. Would I be something like a Kaytranada, or I want to be something of my own right. If I were to get more famous than I am right now, I mean, I'd rather be rich than famous. I think fame is really scary. But if I were to do that, I'd want to be an icon. An icon, more so making something of my own that nobody else could cultivate. And I think that's why I'm just so open to trying new things, because eventually I want to cultivate something of my own. And I don't know what that is right now because, again, I'm lost in life, so therefore I'm lost in music. But one day I want to cultivate something of my own genre, my own signature, my own something that people can aspire to, and I can leave some sort of legacy for myself. I don't know what that's going to look like, but whatever I do, I hope the people that have followed me and supported me through will support whatever I try and do in the future, which also I need to be thankful. I really do. I know I've been really pessimistic, but I really am thankful to the people who still listen, even when my views and my likes are super low and I've worked on the song for like a whole week and it sucks. I know, but I really want to solo travel one of these days. That'd be really cool. I want to express my thanks to my supporters again, even though I'm not doing a very good job. But yeah, I I promise you, I really am thankful. The sun is in my face, so it looks like I'm not, but I am. See that? The sun's in my face and I'm still opening my eyes. I really feel like I really put everything that I wanted to say out there. I think that was perfect, truthfully. I will continue to make more music. If you want to listen, press on this. I will say, I'm not a big Insta fan. You're better off following me. I mean, if you want to follow me on Insta, go right ahead. I am there. I don't post. I post on TikTok the most. YouTube, I'm trying to get my numbers back up. Okay, for the people who are listening and you're on TikTok, I am maybe thinking about putting some of these songs in a playlist, an album called Playlist. I'm gonna go full RM on this. If you know BTS, you know. I'm thinking about making a playlist of all those songs because I'm like, I think y'all deserve it. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm trying to make, but we're gonna make something. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. It's fall. It's October. I think the takeaways are virality is not as fun as you may think, but it ultimately depends on what you want. I still want to pursue this as an opportunity to get ahead. I don't know in what, but I'm open to anything. So if there's anybody listening who's like perhaps being like, hey, you want to be in this? Sure. What I will say is I don't want to, if anything, I'm kind of more of just like, if you want one of my previous beats and you want to purchase it out of me, because I do register my shit, so keep that in mind. If you want to like buy a beat out of me, I'm more than happy to. I'm just not sure if I want to be in a label. I have no idea how to perform live with my SB. Not really keen on that. Also, I hate driving, so again, inquiries. I think I'm sure I have an email here if you have any special inquiries. I will not be making a song. If you want a previous song that I've made, let me know. But I do not want to make a song or an album. I'm not doing that. My goal and my purpose as who I am is not to really produce right now for anybody. I'm not really interested in making albums for people. I'm trying to cultivate myself as an artist. I know that's selfish in and of itself, but I feel like in my life I've given myself to so many people. I've given my time and my space. That music is one of those things that I'm like, I want to be selfish in this, and I will be selfish in this because I've seen how people get exploited. I'm, again, more than willing to use the permission to use my songs. I only ask you to credit, let me know. But at the same time, the opportunities that I want would probably be like making a song for making a song for someone who's big. Maybe I would do that. I'm not gonna make an album. I need money. Sorry, we live in a capitalist society. I need money. I got stuff and bills to pay too. My purpose is to cultivate myself as an artist, to come with unique identity, whether it's in the signatures that I do. I've been using the same repetitive sounds, like bells and stuff, because I want to try and see and experiment whether I like that or not. Yeah, I'm trying to come up to my own personal identity, and I think it aligns really well with what I'm trying to do in my real life, because I feel like music is just really an extension of myself and my stages in life. Otherwise, you can listen, enjoy, vibe to the music, make lyrics if you want to, tag me, add me. Will I make lessons? I don't know if I'd make lessons. You know who I go to this video. I'm going to put it up here. Go to this video. Or is it here? Go to this video. I detail my inspirations, how I got into the SB, everything. I keep mentioning to people like, hey, this is how I got started on TikTok, but I need to like actually like put a fucking thing where I say, hey, this is the video if you want to know, because I'm not trying to gatekeep nothing. If people were like, how does this girl do her thing? I'm not going to gatekeep it. I'll make a video. Duh. Again, capitalist society, but you got to also retaliate at some point. It's not hypocritical because I didn't want to be in capitalism. We are in capitalism. And because of mob mentality and groupthink and all this stupid bullshit, I'm not going to go out of my way to be alienated from society unless I have money. I hate money, bro. Anyways, yeah, I think that's it. Like, I feel like I got a lot of big brain dumps. If you have any questions, I'll comment them, answer them below. Like, comment, subscribe, bruh. I know this is really like low-key, chill. But yeah, have I considered doing lessons? I don't think I'll do lessons. I feel like everything that I've learned is through this guy, SB Vids. Truthfully speaking, he's great. He's great at what he does, and he has a really high camera quality. So what I do isn't really much different. I use a lot of his techniques to make my stuff, but everything else I've kind of just self-taught. There's a video that I said I was 90% self-taught. I think I'd lower that a little bit. I think I'd be maybe like 80%. Okay, I will end this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.